but Pickles has got something and he hasn't. So I thought I would do another vlog today. We are heading off to Coleraine, the same venue we went to the last vlog. Don't knock my head. We're heading back to there to do basically arena eventing. I can't remember what they're calling it for on the schedule, but basically arena eventing. So it's going to be a good practice run for next week. I forgot that they had this competition, hence why I didn't say we were doing it in the last vlog. So we entered last minute the other day. So it's going to be another short and sweet one, nothing too fancy or technical, just me saying hello, our rounds, and probably me saying goodbye. But I thought I'd show you the boys. Gussie's looking happy and handsome. Pickles is now hiding again. There's Dills and Paddy's eating. They've had a tidy up by Becky today. They've had their manes and tails and feathers done, so they're all smart. It makes quite the difference when they're all spruced up, so that's nice. So yeah, that's the score really. So I'm gonna obviously do the usual, get everything ready now, and then I guess you'll be watching her around.
You're meant to be grooming.
Hello, this is the groom segment.
Segment.
That's what's called.
Segment.
We just because you won't see our faces because we'll be behind the camera, but just so you know what we look like, where the videos come from. The grooms are doing absolutely fabulously here. Whilst the riders are getting their horse in.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little snippet there from Mum and Catherine, showing their top groom duties. I don't think they realised I was going to keep that in, but it's for the lulz, isn't it? Everyone enjoys a bit of a giggle and a bit of a joke. But I'm very appreciative of them both coming, so I thought I would do another voiceover. Mainly because it's just a short vlog and it's quite nice sometimes to hear someone's thoughts. I mean, not that I'm no professional or really know what I'm talking about, but I thought, well, why not? Let's just give it a go to save listening to drony music all the time. So here we go with Pickles. He was quite distracted. He's got very attached to Gussie again, which is a bit of a nuisance because he was calling up quite a lot during this round and looking for him and not paying attention. But he was still very keen. So over number 1 and number 2, he was flying down towards it, hence that dodgy little stride there. But he did come back to me here, although he was calling up as we went around this corner. And then going into number 3, he really took off and flew it, but he jumped it nicely actually. And then we had a nice stride down to number 4 there. But again, he seems to be locking on and taking off without much thought, which is now making me think perhaps I need to go up a size to back him off a little bit. But at the same time, I don't want to be him jumping like that over bigger fences and we end up in a heap, because if that was a bit bigger, we may not have cleared it. But you know, I'm still really happy that he's going on like he is. I mean, we've kept them up so far. Again in here, maybe we should have had 3 in there. No, it was a double, so it would have been 2, so he made it right, but I don't know, I felt like he had to stretch a bit for that last one. This white one here we're coming up to is a bit of a triple bar. It was quite big and wide compared to some of the other jumps, so when we were walking it we thought, oh, I don't know. And then I think I know why I had this pole down, because he changed his front legs and not his back coming around that corner and was a bit disunited. And then this is where it kind of goes wrong. So I don't know whether it just caught him unawares because the jump was small, but he was really not keen on jumping it to start with, so we did get a refusal for that. But you know, luckily we didn't have to turn away, it was small enough to jump. He was a little bit spooky coming around there then, so I trotted that corner. And then I wasn't sure if he would go down here, but he was good. He come straight down, no trouble, so I was glad about that. And I did manage to regain a little bit of composure before jumping this next jump, which was upright with the water tray, but luckily we kept that up. And then we come around this corner all a bit disunited. Wrong leg now, but it doesn't matter because he's sorted himself out for straight. And we're heading over to the next little steps. Again, went up and down them, perfect, no issues with that. And then moving round the corner towards the water there, you'll see now the jumps trailer, and I thought he would have spooked at that, but he didn't, so that was good. And again, straight through the water, again I thought he was spooked, but he didn't. So obviously the top jump there we just rode past caught him by surprise. But all in all, we had a pretty good round and I was actually quite happy with him, really. I know we had a couple of little errors and he was a bit gung-ho, but I'm just glad he's going forward now. Okay, so now it's George's turn. George, again, I asked her if she wanted to comment on her round, but she declined. One thing she did say to me was that her riding was the cause of the faults in this round. She made some changes from the last vlog, so she wore her spurs and had his breastplate on, which has definitely helped, I think. He just has a bit more control of his head and a bit more, what's the word? Reaction from her leg. The first 4 jumps, as you can see, went really well. It looks like he's going round nice and controlled. One thing Georgia did say as well is that he kept changing his legs. He wouldn't, he kept going disunited, like changing in front and not behind, which I think could have been the cause of why she had that pole down, because she got in a little bit close. Obviously he was right going around this corner, but I don't think he really listened to her then. She was asking, I could see her foot move, but he didn't, and then he knocked it down. But that's not too bad. Coming around here, looks like he's on the right leg, and again this one, he jumped that one nicely. She gave him a bit of a slap. And again, she was lucky because Gussie kept that one up and I knocked it down. He went through the cross country quite well. Less spooky, well, apart from that, like Pickles did, but at least he didn't stop coming up here. More genuine than Pickles is. I think the rest of this round went really well. She, went steady around this bit, but who doesn't up there? And he's got no problem with steps, so he flies down anyway. Quite controlled for Gussie. Sometimes he gets to the point where he'll just go zooming off. But no, he was good. Travelled through there and got in a bit close, but kept it up. Oh, long reins. Now she was on there, pushing on up through there, which is probably what I didn't do, which is why she got less time penalties than me. And again, up over the steps. He's got no problems with doing anything like that. He's a good boy. And over the water, again, flew right through because he's a very good boy. And around to the last. And, as a spectator, I think she had a good round. I know it always feels worse when you're riding than what it actually looks like. But yeah, I think she should have been pleased all in all, really, even though quietly she wasn't.
Friday. As usual, I forgot to do an outro to the vlog again. I'm just here giving the boys their tea because we're away at a rally this weekend with the other hobby, Tom's hobby. So I thought while I've got a bit of peace, I would just do a quick outro and thank you all for watching. Next week's vlog will be, well, I say next week we're at Champs, so the vlog will be out a few days later, no doubt. But hopefully that's going to be a longer vlog, a bit more interesting. Not saying that this one's not interesting, but a bit more like my normal vlogs, not just short and sweet, to mix things up a bit, as they say. But I do hope you enjoyed this one. Again, hope you like the voiceovers, and yeah, I really appreciate you watching and your comments and the views and everything. I'm not obviously doing YouTube to make anything from it, but anything you do interact with is nice to get my channel out there a little bit more. So if you want to share it, feel free, and obviously that's always a good thing too. So yeah, I will see you again for the next one in a week or so time. Thank you for watching. Bye.